Hey, Sassy fam, welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. For those folks who are new, Sunday check-in is a baseline reading only, no clarifiers. And today we're going to do what I call a 369, or a general overview. Towards the end, we'll put down some advice cards, oracles, and then maybe some charms too, yeah? No real notes today, which is good. Last week we finished the mid-month check-in. Next week will be the in-depth Celtic cross. Oh boy, saw some really cool stuff for some of you. We're talking old school tarot, which is one of the benefits of Celtic cross. So for some of you, I can't wait for you to see your messages. We did some good work there. Not all were easy. No, but that's real tarot. They're not meant to be. But yeah, we got in there and did some deep cleaning on the spiritual level for some folks. So pretty exciting. Let's see. What else? That's it, really. That's it. You know, just what we've done and what we have to look forward to. Myself, you know, and my whole house, as I posted on Facebook, we're all a little tired. None of us are sleeping too well at the moment, as the air suppression is really, really real. And, you know, myself, I've always been prone to pollen, in terms of I have a very strong allergic reaction to it. So too does my daughter, Minnie, and poor Cinnamon too. She's been sneezing her little head off, you know. So we're a little tired. And yes, I have all the stuff, guys. I have all the stuff. I have the humidifiers. I have the dehumidifiers. I also have the air purifier machines. And sometimes I just turn them all on and let them battle it out, you know? I have all this stuff. And it helps. It does its job. But the fact of the matter is the air quality here is full-time, nonstop, 24/7, despite my best efforts to combat it. But there you are. So we could all do with a little more sleep, a little more rest, a little more healing. I know I could. So that being said, let's get down to business. So you can see what you need to see if it resonates, you know. So take it resonates, leave it does not. There you go. If it doesn't resonate at all, check your other placements. But yeah, there you go. Let's check in, and you can go about the rest of your Sunday, or whichever day you're watching this. And I hope it is fantastic. You guys, like always, your sign will be timestamped in the description box as well as the comments. I got you. I will see you at your sign. Leo, once more, happy birthday. What's going on? Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo. I must say, your Celtic cross, which is out tomorrow, is one of the more intense ones. Okay? It was at that point for some of you. I was wondering if I should do away with it and start over, but I decided to keep it. Okay. From my point of view, it still stood its own ground in its own particular way. And who am I to say? You know? Somebody out there needed to see it. Okay? Now, this may or may not be related. I don't know. Regardless, I hope it helps you. Show me Leo, please. Show me Leo. Show me Leo. All right, what's going on? Tower, Seven of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups, Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. Okay. Wow, that's starting off with quite the bang there. It's quite the signature. It's looking like we have at least two people on this board today. So, you know, you reverse those energies as you see fit. Tower, Seven of Cups, the King of Cups, that's very distinct. And then I have something over here that is equally distinct and seems to be a different energy. It's either you. This could be you. I don't know. It's up to you. Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So straight away, someone's opening up with a bang and doing away with the illusions of feelings or misconception about their feelings, largely being scattered and undefined. And then they come out strongly defined with the King of Cups. Somebody here insisted, I don't know how I feel, or there is nothing here, or I'm not feeling much, or this doesn't mean anything to me. Boom. Turns out we were wrong. Okay? Whomever this is. So that's some strong emotional insight that somebody kind of came crashing into head first. You know, Seven of Cups, guys, a lot of people automatically interpret it to options in love, and it can be. It's just one of many interpretations. More often than not, it just represents emotional fragmentation. Feeling a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Can't commit to any particular cup in terms of anger, love, frustration, excitement, right? Nothing's hitting too hard on the old radar there. And sometimes it's just open to feeling for that reason. So there's a sense of vague, watered down emotional energy that somebody up until recently stood by as that's what they felt. Not much. You know, it's not hitting me too hard one way or the other. And then, boom, turns out it was a big old feeling that is the King of Cups. It's kind of like someone's radically learning how the strength of their feelings really are. Okay? Instead of minimizing them or acting like they're not there. The Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and then somebody here worries a great deal about the feeling and the energy. Is it love? Do I feel love? You know, do they feel love for me? Somebody stresses over this a great deal. You know, still kind of beautiful, strong, passionate, energetic, but has a lot of fears about feelings and who feels what, and do they feel much for me? Do I have much love for them? So somebody worries about it a lot instead of just allowing themselves to feel it. They overthink what they already feel. And they're overthinking what someone else might feel. Okay. Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Two of Cups. Come to find out, over time, it looks like it's a discovery between two at a later date in time. And I say that because these two are not currently connected in the 3D. They're bouncing off each other, they're playing off each other in terms of emotional and energetic exchanges, but there's no grounding 3D attached to these folks. Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, Two of Cups. At a later date and time of discovery, it seems that there will be a revelation of feelings, but it's going to take some time. Somebody has to decide to open up, and it seems to be in a future date. In terms about the feelings are equal on both sides. So somebody's going through a hell of a discovery period where there wasn't much emotional conviction of one way or the other. Well, that concept's being torn down, and what remains is a very strong sense of feeling. That's the thing about the King, Queen of Cups, emotional maturity, the willingness to embrace one's feelings and not apologize for them. It is what it is. Strength of emotional conviction there. For the wrong or right, Queen of Wands, Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups. I am feeling like this is you, very preoccupied or up in your head about who loves who and to what degree and to what depth. If you already know your feelings, stop. Okay? If you already know your feelings, stop and take reassurance in what it is you feel. Okay? Whatever it is that they need to learn, they'll learn it on their own time. And there will be a point where you two merge and discover that you're more or less the same. Okay? So, leave it at that. The time for that will come. All right? It does not suit, you know, to sit there and worry about what someone else is feeling. I know that imperative need. I gotta know, I need to know. Actually, no, you don't. Because why would you anyway? They're undergoing something that's leading them to their own particular emotional truth. They have to figure that out on their own time, and you worrying about it isn't going to help you. So, you take reassurance in how you feel and say, this is my truth, and then go about your business. Okay? It's easier said than done, but it is, in fact, easier said than done. Okay, fine. But also, be safe with what you feel. It's okay. You can be comfortable in that, and that's enough. Let that be enough for now. Because these two folks will connect and reveal when the time is right. Ace of Swords, the Moon, Two of Pentacles. That's what I'm saying. It's the unknown, and it doesn't look like it's for you. Not at this time. Ace of Swords, the Moon, the Two of Pentacles. We're in the process of discovering a very muddy truth that's been buried under who knows how many miles of ocean. It's the moon waters. Okay? And there is a solid truth in there, but it has to come forward. Right now we're going back and forth about the truth of things. It's really hard to discover that when it's under the moon or the unknown, but it is indeed there. It is trying to break surface. So allow the process to happen. Okay? The both of you, whoever that is, and whoever you are in here. Okay? You can take solace in your truth. They're in the process of discovering theirs. At a future time, they'll come together and merge. Okay? All right, let's do some oracles, please. Poverty, 37, the sky bridge, further out, 38. Someone's feeling impoverished right now. Insecure, specifically. And as one would expect, especially if it looks like a child is enduring poverty, there's that sense of I'm doing without. And it's a scary thing. It's very scary. Someone feels impoverished, helpless. Okay. And that there's nothing that they can do because they don't have the means to change their situation. Further out. This is further out, the sky bridge. These are concepts further out. You'll be shown otherwise. Okay. 37, 38. Someone feels impoverished. I have to do without. Number 25, the ruby ring. A sense of commitment and quality is there. And it is quality. So while we feel impoverished now, further out, we will be in possession of quality. Okay. Number 25. Oh, so many. X, Z, V, heart with the nurse's cap, trying to heal what we're feeling. I know. The owl in reverse, which harkens back to the Ace of Swords that's under the moon. Not enough wisdom or insight at this time, but it's the unknown to you and it stresses you out. It's yet to be revealed for them. Okay, but it's in the process, it's in the works. For now, we have lack of insight and lack of communication. The owl represents both. It's in reverse. And then the great white shark, Scorpio energy here, but the idea of I need to pursue, I need to pursue, I need to pursue. No, you don't. No, you don't. Take reassurance in your feelings and stand by them. Okay, and there's not much you can do if you two aren't currently connected anyway. You don't need to pursue anything. It's not a survival thing. No survival tactics needed here. Let things run their course, and they will be revealed in time. Trust the process. I know it's easier said than done. Okay? It's like it'd be easier to trust the process if I just knew. That's the whole point of trusting the process. You have to admit that you don't always know. Not right away. I'm also not saying wait. I'm just saying that there's a visible time of passing before these two more or less understand they're on the same page. Feel the same, specifically. Okay, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Sag, please. Show me Sagittarius. Show me Sag. What's going on? Show me Sag, please. One more. All right, very good. Ace of Cups, the Moon, interesting. 10 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, King of Wands, 4 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. All right. You probably thought something like this was never going to happen. The Sag I'm looking at, you weren't too big on the idea of exploring feelings, perhaps not for some time. The Ace of Cups, the Moon, it's kind of like, you know what, I have my 10 of Cups, family, friends, that's all I need. Not interested in love, I'm not interested in being open to love, I'm not interested in being in love, and it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So you're showing me a little bit of your own particular illusion that perhaps you've been buying into for a while. No offense meant. So please don't take it that way. And then also a little bit of the unknown. You know, if you kind of believe low-key, but in an illusionary way, that love or being in love just isn't for me or it's not going to happen for some time, you mix it up a little bit with the unknown, yeah, it makes sense. It would make sense that you weren't expecting this. It's not like it's a bad surprise. It's just you're kind of building into it. Because at some point, somebody presents themselves to you in such a way that suggests I'm like you, and I would like our two energies to mingle, please. So it looks like we might be experiencing something of the unknown and new soon. And for some of you, it might well be at a family gathering. But obviously, you know, someone who's outside the family. But someone, by the way, who takes great joy already in her Ten of Cups value, which is lovely. That's very nice. But you're still an individual at the end of the day. I am seeing that Nine of Pentacles is you. I do believe there's a King of Wands in there because your reaction is Queen of Wands, someone who brings out your natural elements. So you are a proudful Saggy, right? Being able to stand on your own 2 feet, independent, experienced, you know what's up, okay? So when you actually believe that love wasn't for you or being in love isn't for you, I kind of believe you, but that doesn't mean it was correct. It's just where you put that into the moon. You wanted to believe it. Perhaps it was just easier for you. I don't know why. But you know, things have a way of revealing themselves over time that just simply wasn't true. So I have a Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, someone wants to know if you want to do a little building. So Four of Wands isn't necessarily marriage, it's relationship energy. That says my time, energy, and effort plus yours equals this relationship. So it's literally how 2 people define it. Okay? This person wants to know if you want to do a little defining. Your response is Queen of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. You're showing me some trust issues here, but that you're still willing to try. You are kind of sharing a frequency with this person that they do tend to bring out your natural fire energies, fire qualities. Okay? So you are responding. Something feels a little right here. But your experience has told you, don't build too much too fast, in case it breaks. You are showing me trust issues with this. Specifically in the, how are we building this, and is it just going to abandon me if I put myself into it? So here's the thing. I think you're more independent than that. Okay, I also think you're more experienced than that. Now, it is your experiences in bad relationships that has put you into that position of expression. And I understand. I don't blame you for it, but it also tells me we need to work through that a little more. If this is someone whom you are kind of sharing qualities with and you see some promise with, I'd like to see for you a little bit more trust element in there. Okay? For yourself, first and foremost. I don't want you to participate in anything where you still feel inherently like you can't trust it, because you'll end up breaking it anyway. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is where it behooves us, before we start entering anything new, even if it's just in a slow, tentative way, to make sure we're on point, that we're ready for it, that we want to receive it. Because if we're not really open to receive it, we're always going to distrust it and find ways to abandon it and find ways to self-sabotage. And I don't want you to go through that. So if you really don't feel like this is a good space for you to start building something, then don't. You don't have to. Okay? Maybe you're not ready for it. But I still see you wanting to try despite your misgivings. Okay? So let's get some advice for you. Let's get some advice, please, for Sag. Let's get some advice, please, for Sag. Ten of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Yeah, got it. There it is again. I knew that Nine of Pentacles was you. I know Saggy when I see Saggy. Ten of Swords and the Four of Wands. Yeah. Going back to that particular story you've had, where you have experience in things not working out after the construction process has already begun or was complete. You are packing with you what looks like unresolved pain about previous relationships. You've been experiencing this in loss, hurt, betrayal, this kind of thing. So do keep in mind who you're building with, who you choose to build with, and why. If you have a type, go to the opposite of your type. I'm not saying standards, I'm saying type. Types tend to be a pitfall. So, there you go. And then also, if it feels safer, it probably is. All right? If it feels like the same person, different day, even though it's technically a new person, then you have your answer. But I would like you to trust yourself more. Whatever this proposal is here between you and this person, you react to it in kind. But you're showing me a great deal of hesitation about putting more of yourself into it for fear of abandonment. You've been through some stuff. I get it. All the more reason. So if you really can't conceive of putting yourself into something new, don't. But if you really want to try, do more than try. Okay? Heal yourself too. A lot of people show me things like, oh, if I just had new love, I would be a better person, or I'd be inspired to change, or I would finally heal. No, all those concepts need to happen prior to. Otherwise, we really won't know what to accept in terms of our own worth. I want you to be in a position to understand what you can accept against your own sense of self-worth. So maybe this one isn't for you. Maybe they are. Okay. I want you to be in a position to find out with confidence. All right? Let's put down some oracles, please. The harvest for some of you, I am saying that in terms of October, early fall. Or for those of you, the harvest season. Okay? This guy, time of harvest. It could be, it's time to reap what is yours after much hard work, or something that gets cut. Okay? Number 10. And there it is. Right there. That's what I was looking for. Snake and thief. Time is a thief, but it's venomous thoughts. We've wasted a lot of time, right? On relationships that just don't work out. That would explain the hesitation here about putting yourself realistically into something and still fearing abandonment simultaneously. You're afraid of the top-out effect. The relationships I've been in go so far and then they break. Right? There's the venomous thoughts. They're poisonous. And time gets away from us. Especially if time passes and we still think this way in the background somewhere. It's unhealed stuff. Okay? We have the letter J, Z, N, L. We have the medallion of Capricorn, but in reverse, the key word here being ambitious. And then the feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For some of you, you see feather in a prominent way. Therefore, it is confirmation. And then touch light as a feather, perhaps. Sag, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Aries, please. What's going on? Show me Aries. Very good. What's going on? Page of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Ace of Wands, the Moon, the Empress. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll get back to that. The Devil. Okay. King of Pentacles. So, honey, I was already say how far we're going to take this. How far you're in the driver's seat. I'm reading your energy. Okay, so yeah. If you don't identify, cool. Check your other placements. This is for the Aries. Although I'm not convinced Aries is your major. Your big three, Sun, Moon, Rising. But I don't know why I say that. It occurs to me that way, so I speak it. Page of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the Hierophant. You know, in your everyday life, you're very committed to what you have in play. It's a steady growth pattern. It's not crazy. It's not over the top. You know what to expect from it. The Hierophant stands by that Seven of Pentacles and says, this is the pathway as I understand it, and it's not the most explosive, but it suits me. What I have growing here is just so, it's just right. Okay? And I'm good with that. I'm good with my 3D. I'm good with my reality. I stand by it. Steady as she goes. Now, that's your outward appearance. Okay? You stand by what you have in place. On the inside, the different story. Ace of Wands, the Moon, the Empress. Now, we have a very strong burning desire for someone. Very strong. And it's under the moon. Now, it could be towards you, but I am reading you today. So I'm defaulting to you. But it seems to me you would know if this is you. You would know if you have a secret, not so secret, burning desire for someone. And the Empress being someone of importance as well as the Emperor, these are persons of like VIP. Not because of their status or their wealth, but because that's the kind of status we have given them in terms of importance. This is someone of a particular strength, quality, this kind of thing. Empowerment. So we have a very deep, burning, secret, again, not so secret desire for someone whom we say that's the bee's knees over there. That's quality plus. Okay, not just quality, that's quality plus. But it's a secret. Secret is getting a little bigger and a little bit more unruly and unmanageable. So this is what happens when we don't go in there and clean out the moon. In other words, be honest with ourselves. Things have a tendency to get a little out of proportion. Seven of Swords, the Devil, and the King of Pentacles. There is this mounting pressure in us to address this, and we're not. And it's starting to feel a little weird. Like way too much pressure. Okay, in the crock. Well, no, there's too much pressure in the pressure cooker. I don't know why I said crock. There's too much pressure in the pressure cooker. Way too much. And we're still trying to avoid those thoughts and the feelings, and it's starting to get weird. It's starting to feel possessive. And I say possessive because the King of Pentacles is a very earthy, which you already showed me what it is you stand by. It's a very earthy, practical, head of household energy, and coupled up with the Devil, oh boy. So it's starting to feel a little more possessive. And the King, Queen of Pentacles, one of their cons, all signs, elements, and cards in tarot have pros and cons. One of their cons is that they get a little too material possessive. So kind of in the spirit and mind I'm looking at for this Aries, there's a sense that person's mine, and it's starting to feel weird. Right? Because we know we're not supposed to feel possessive of someone who's not in our life. That's technically not ours. But it's like, I'm just going to keep, we're just going to keep the lid on that pressure cooker, Seven of Swords. We're not trying to think about that. It's starting to get a little magnified. How can we take the pressure down? Okay. What's up? And this, by the way, is a little bit more than an infatuation. There's a little bit more than an itch you feel inclined to scratch. It's like saying that person is my secret everything. That's all. Let's get some advice, please. Once more, I'm not picking on you. My job is to read the cards today, okay? But yes, reverse energies, if that's the case for you, as you understand it, then it wouldn't be quite a secret. Then that means you would have active knowledge of it. But still, there you go. No, I don't see you being, or anybody being stalkerish in this. It's a sense of inside feeling of possessiveness. And it feels weird. It feels really weird. You know? And I'm not saying you're weird. I'm saying it's the experience of it feels weird. That Devil would be manageable in terms of deflating it. Okay? It requires us to do more work within. And why do we feel that way? Why do we feel this way about this person? Allowing ourselves to address it. Right? We pay the interest of everything we don't want to handle or deal with at the end of the day, and that can be an accumulative effect. Okay, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the World. So it's like somebody saying, I can't open up to this. I can't open up to this. I can't. It's not me. It's not my choice. It's not my state of independence. It's not within my wheelhouse. It's not possible. It's not possible to open up to this. What I would like to do as an individual doesn't matter. It's impossible. So, the world to you is in closing position. Through my eyes, facing me, it's in an opening position. The world, guys, swings both ways. What is closed doesn't necessarily mean it's locked. What we open towards doesn't necessarily guarantee the door stays open. Okay? It can also be a perpetuating cycle. So which one is it to you? I wish I had more time. I'd like to push some advice on that. It kind of is leaving it as an open-ended question back to you. If you insist that there's nothing you can do, then you're probably correct because of what you're telling yourself. That doesn't mean it's true. Especially with the devil here avoiding the thoughts. If we remain open to this and allow ourselves to explore this, at least start with the self here, you might start getting some answers and the pressure might come down. Okay? And there's that Hierophant energy again. So you got some very prominent Taurus in your chart. Number 19. The Institute, the establishment, strength of will, character. Because I said no, it must be. This is someone who really tries to abide the rules that they set for themselves or other people. This is the person who likes to play things by the book, as it was written down, the agenda, the law, and the affirmation or confirmation of it. As is my will is as strong as the institute it serves. So here we have, again, that Hierophant energy. So that works both ways. Standing by the commitment because we understand it's good, or because we're doubling down and insisting that it must be, because we said so. This is where the Hierophant and I often say the Emperor aren't too far apart in terms of will. Okay? What else, please? I just see how you enforcing your will on this seems to be causing you harm. So everything begins with the self, guys. Your willingness to look at this, that can begin with you. Number 20, the hothouse flower. I always think that's a very unique card. It says something very special here was grown, and everybody can admire it, but very few can do it. It requires less rigidity to think outside the box in order to build in one. It's a remarkable contrast between the Institute, which you can see how solid it is in form, and it was the strength of rules and an empire and a governing hand that built it. Whereas this was likely created by one person, and in order to do it, it required flexibility and thinking outside the box in order to achieve it. This is done through creativity, inspiration, time, love, care, not necessarily a hard rule or fist. This required a kind of art. It's beauty, and it's rare, it's exotic, and everyone admires it. No one else can do it except that one person. This is a shield of people that enforce it. This was done by one person. The results are equally beautiful and equally intimidating. We can either create or be part of something open and beautiful but requires flexibility and transparency that all can see, but few can do, or remain a distant, stoic figure that is visible to all, and it's not very inviting, I suppose, but it's present, I'll tell you that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Or that was interesting contrast there. Very interesting. 19 and 20. Oh, neighboring cards. You two must be close in proximity. Someone who's a bit more stoic, rigid, defined, and the other person who's a little bit more artistic and creative and etc. I think you get it. We have the medallion of Virgo and Scorpio. And that hit me funny, I don't know why. Okay, the letter P, the letter E, the infinity loop, a healthy feedback system. Okay, soul bond energy. Dragonfly in reverse. Someone here is yet to transform or change, or don't know that they can. Okay? Aries, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Yours, by the way, your upcoming Celtic Cross was a really phenomenal example of old school tarot. That being said, you may not like the reading. What is inspiring to me isn't necessarily to the viewer, you know, but I'm a practitioner. So just to let you know, yours was, I would have liked to have worked on it for another 20 minutes or so. That would have been cool. But can't do extended. Well, I don't do extended. I try to give as much people as information as they need up front. That's it. I don't charge. But still, I liked yours a lot. It really took me places, which I appreciate as a reader. Typically, I see a lot of, this is what I'm hung up on, and here's why. And that's okay. We all need to work through that stuff. But yours was pretty darned interesting. All right, let's see Aquarius, please. Let's focus on you today, however. Show me Aquarius. Show me Aquarius, please. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Yours took some extra shuffles. What's up? Justice. The World and the Ten of Pentacles, eh? Yeah. What's up? Ace of Swords. Oh, you know, and that's going to make all the difference right there. The Chariot, Page of Cups. Yes, indeed. You've made it. Oh, yes. You have made a decision, all right. Standing by it, too. And don't it feel good? Okay, Justice, the World, Ten of Pentacles. You know, it's looking like you're doing laundry in the foundation area, and you're like, I got a lot to do. But you're on it. You're in there with a mission. You opened up with an absolute mission, and then I see you following through with said mission. So very different from your Celtic Cross. So that's cool. I'm happy to report this to you. So for those of you who have been trying to iron out the wrinkles, okay, in your foundation, you're working on it as we speak. You're all about balancing what works and perhaps closing loose ends that don't work. Okay, so we're all up in there. So the Ten of Pentacles, guys, once more is the tree of life. It's the roots that touch many, many things. It goes well beyond our own personal sense of work and finances in comparison. And you see how it contains multiple figures. This is community, family, friends, resources, whom we know, connected to, and why, what we give to and why. In other words, it's large. Okay? And it has multiple components. It's never just one person. It's everything we interact with and why. Okay? But the idea is this is our environment. We care for it, and it's meticulous. We build into this. So even if you don't identify as someone who's being wealthy, that's not the point. What you have is a world that you created, part of, co-created, I don't know. But it's extensive, and it means a lot to you. And your mission right now upon opening is to get it sorted. You're getting it sorted. So it's laundry day in the Aquarius household, except it's in your, overall world. You're just taking care of business, and it's looking good. So good job. So the world here, don't let that freak you out. You're saying you're doing everything that's correct. In other words, you're balancing things that are correct for you, and that's that environment foundation. Okay. So there's that tedious process of we keep this going. This needs to be adjusted, or that needs to be let go of. Keep, adjusted, let go of, like this. That's all the world is here. The point is that it's correct for you. Cool. Ace of Swords, the Chariot, Page of Cups. You've been on this pathway for a while, and you're going to continue to do so because it feels really good. So we are cleaning up. We are cleaning up. This is your master symbol with the Ace of Swords here. You know what's up. You have a dedicated pathway here at the Chariot and moving forward. You're all about this. It feels good, right? It feels good to take care of business. It feels good to tidy up. It feels good to get things in order. And that's what you're showing me today. High levels of function and order. And it's the kind that's very pleasing. You know, that deep satisfaction of, I got this done. I got this done. I got this. You know, that feeling is so good. And it's not just limited to your household. Like I said, it's like you're knocking out business and priority everywhere. And you're all over it. And I love it. I love this energy. I love your state of mind. I love your dedicated direction. Oh, you have to forgive me. Oh, I'm having a moment right now with those allergies. Yes, I take all the stuff. I wish people, why don't you just do this? I do all that, honey. Why don't you do this for you? I do all that. I really wish people would understand when you're allergic to pollen. There is no one-stop nasal spray that solves all the problems. You have to do a little bit of everything. So when you have a moment where you're just like, oh, Lord, you let it pass. Your eye waters a little bit. It's involuntary. That's real life. This is what it's like in the Sassy household. Let me tell you, my poor kid, she's just as bad as me. She's an Aquarius too. And she absolutely hates it. Anyway. The Emperor, King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Look at you. Happy, healthy, productive, kicking ass, taking names, large and in charge and empowered. I'm saying you may not be wealthy. I don't care. You love what you do. You're all about it right now. It feels so good to put priorities first, and in your mind, they're one and the same in connection to you. So you're putting yourself first. Okay, really sorting out priorities. It looks like someone who's surround you or is around you is very pleased. Okay, so kudos there. There is an influence that's smiling upon you, and it seems to be very proud of you. So I don't quite know who or what that is, but it is coming across as pride. So I don't know, but you are met strongly with someone's approval. And that's a good feeling too. Let's get some advice for you, not that I think that you need it. I don't know who smiles on you, but it's so nice. They're so proud of you. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. There's the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. Like, this is what it all comes down to. So happiness and your environment and in home personally. So you're just all on top of it. Look at that. So consistent. Look at that. The 10, the 8, you're just so high functioning in your world, and that you two seem to have co-created at this point. It seems like you got a solid relationship in there. That's one of the many components that makes your foundation successful. So congratulations to you. Well, congratulations to you both. Okay, that's beautiful. It's supportive. And we got teamwork in here. That's an even division of labors. 4, 10, 8. I know. But yeah, that's fantastic. It's happy, it's healthy, productive. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it suits you. It suits you. You look fantastic. Oh, blessed be. That's fantastic. Yay. I love it. I love it. So happy, healthy, productive, safe, secure environment, secure relationship. Everybody's playing their parts. It's like a well-orchestrated symphony. A well-orchestrated orchestra. What's going on? Let's get. What is that? Yeah, some of you are indeed, or you're working on your wealth. Congratulations. Number 13. There you go. Yeah, look at that cheeky. It's so cheeky. The wealthy man. That's so fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. I see people build foundations all the time. It's not necessarily about wealth. It's more about the environment for which they want to cultivate for themselves. Their lifestyle, their structure. It's that sense of, I feel wealthy because I created the life I have, not necessarily money. And for some of you, it's like money. Or you're working on it. You're working on it, some of you. Anything else in here, please? Marriage, yeah. It seems so. It seems that we are very happily productive and in a healthy way tied to someone else who we co-created with, it seems. Very good. We don't need to push further. 3 and 13, by the way. Okay. Congratulations to you both. Okay. We have the letters Q, X, J. We have the medallion of Scorpio, but in the reverse. The key word here being passionate, no doubt. And we also have the medallion of Capricorn. Some of you might have some very strong Capricorn in your chart, which might explain that... the intensity of that work ethic. It's my midheaven, so I understand. All right, Aquarius, honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Gemini, please. What's going on? Show me, Gemini. Very good. Knight of Wands, the Empress, 6 of Wands, oh boy, Queen of Cups. It's like we're feeling a little excited. We're feeling frisky. But it's all good though. Okay, very good. The Hanged Man, 10 of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, now there's reality. You have some really strong external energy that is light, even playful. It's kind of like saying, look at me, look at me. And it's towards somebody, I believe, I think it's towards an Empress here. It's kind of saying, look at me, look at me. And it's very playful, it's passionate, it's sexy. We really want this person's attention. Specifically, we want their eyes on us. So, sorry. It just hit me in such a funny way. I'm not quite sure why. But the Empress and Emperor, they have that kind of VIP status in terms of empowerment, quality, high quality, productive, generous, loving, protective, those particular elements. And you're like, yeah, I know. I want that person's attention and I want it all the time. So it doesn't look like a player overly sexualized energy. On the contrary, as soon as I got down here, things got different. There is real, genuine depth of quality, loving, and care towards this individual, and they respond to you and likewise. So we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Those two function very well together in terms of love, being open, nurturing, quality of care, respect. It's the best of those two energies that are together create temperance. So there is a huge sense of time, compassion, nurturing, quality, love, care. And it looks like you two regulate each other very well. And this was practiced over time, practiced over time, practiced over time, practiced over time. You two are very patient and loving with each other. You help heal each other when you need to. I mean, the quality, love, nurturing, and care here between these two is phenomenal. But this was learned over time with a great deal of patience, aptitude, and just kind of practice habits and behaviors, really listening to each other, really building, a sense of mutual respect and love and heart. And I care about you, and this is how I show it. This is how I demonstrate it. I care about you. This is how I show it. This is how I demonstrate it. This is how I'm involved. I'm here when you need me, and it's back and forth, and it's beautiful. But on the outward appearance, you look like a little Gemini. It's like, look at me, look at me. Like, we want to get there. Like, you're so turned on by this person. Let me just say it for what it is. You are so phenomenally turned on by this person externally. Okay? And it is, yeah, I admit it, it's a bit prideful, but you seem to have a lot of pride towards that partner. So like, this one's mine, this one's mine, this one's mine, and I want their attention constantly. And it doesn't look bad as in annoying. No, because when you two are at home, or the idea is that this is what you're like privately, it's a completely different gig. It's a beautiful gig. You two love each other. So I'm crazy about you. Look at me. I'm crazy about you. But when we're in close quarters, specifically feeling in a more personal environment, the real quality of care is demonstrated between you two. Now, the Hanged Man, Ten of Wands, the Moon. Interesting. And the future, I see you taking a time out. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not entirely sure you know yet either. Ten of Wands, the Moon. There's something unknown coming through that looks a bit heavy. And you're going to take some time out to understand it. Okay? This is not fully revealed to you yet. I think some of you understand in future that things have beginning to feel a little heavy, but we're not sure why. That's going to come on through. So I see you not trying to reject it. It's something that you're trying to understand, that heaviness. Okay? There's a sense of tired and burden and carrying a lot, and perhaps you don't know, carrying a great deal. And perhaps you haven't realized how much it's accumulated. Okay? And that's going to come forward, but the point is that you gently stop and look at it instead of pushing it away, which is good. Okay? It might hit you one day how tired you've been, how much you have been carrying specifically in terms of stress or work, and you haven't perhaps noticed it. But we're going to have a point in time in future where you kind of have some insight about, oh, this has been weighing on me. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. I'm not sure how it's related to this because it looks so beautiful and soft and on point. I feel like this is something that's been growing or building on you, I should say, weighing on you. And you're just now starting to see it. So I don't quite know what it's related to. Could be work. It could be something else. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Yeah, one more. Let's get some advice. Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, the Three of Cups. It's all right. Carry on. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You have a solid truth in here that something about the family unit works very well. The flow is on point. The support is on point. We are surrounded by good quality love and people, okay, that we care about deeply. This is a known truth to you. So you're surrounded by support and love, it seems, always. And you connect very well to other people. All right, that's the idea. You have a way of naturally connecting to people quite a bit. So you do not lack for support. Whatever the truth is, just know that you are surrounded by love and support, okay? You know this too, and take reassurance in that. It's going to be okay. We have the key word here, ambitious. So this is the medallion of Capricorn, but it's upside down. Some of you feel ambitious, you know, or whom you're connected to. We have this medallion of Sag, but the key word here being optimist. Feeling that sense of optimism and very strongly about it, okay? Especially if you get to that pocket of things feel a little harder. You tend to show optimism. Oh, we're tired as discussed in the opening. And we have the cat upright. Listen to yourself. Okay. Part of the moon waters is still intuition. The point is that it goes into a place of illusion, so we can't quite hear it for what it is. Listen to yourself more. Okay. All right, Gemini, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Libra, please. Show me Libra. What's going on? Show me Libra. Show me Libra. What's going on? Temperance, Page of Swords, Two of Wands. What's up? I have Priestess, King of Wands, the Six of Cups. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Nine of Cups, Five of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah. What is going on? This is bizarre. It's not just you. So right away, I got to tell you, reverse energies as you see fit, because there is an influence here. But in the opening, it's so small, it's so passive, I can barely see it. You seem to be operating under a sense of temperance, patience, healing, consolidating difficult waters. Okay. And this takes time, this takes practice. This is not an overnight thing. It's a conscious awareness of that I'm trying to do better, I'm trying to feel better. These are my difficult emotions I'm working through, and I understand it's a process. Okay, it stays with us. It's very active. Temperance, it just takes time to get the evidence from it. But we recognize it. We continue on with it. Okay, we see results in ways that says keep going, keep going, keep going. So that's fully active. And I have someone who's on the outside looking at your process. I don't know how that helps you. But it's so small. It's in the position of waiting. It checks in. I don't know how often or frequent. I have no idea. They're looking at you. I believe they wish well for you and to get better or to feel better. I'm not sure. Page of Swords, Two of Wands, but there's some waiting in this energy that watches, and it doesn't seem to do too much. I jump on over here. Intuitively, you feel you know who this is. You are in tune with the fact that you can feel the connection. Your intuition says as such. Okay? Your intuition tells you, I'm connected to it, I know who it is. So it's actually not a surprise to you. This is not some unknown entity or someone you've yet to meet and they haven't introduced themselves. This is like, I know who it is. I'm connected to them and I emotionally and spiritually feel their presence, and In a way, it makes you feel good. In a way, it makes you feel comforted. In a way, it makes you feel reassured. So you're highly intuitive. You feel it. You feel your way around it. It doesn't seem to bother you. It doesn't seem to bother you at all. In fact, it seems to give you reassurance. It's kind of like saying, yeah, I feel it too, and it's okay. It doesn't bother me. And I think that's the kind of thing, well, I know it's the kind of thing that comes from long-time healing or long-term healing. You don't find influential energies like this as a threat because you understand the connection better. With the Six of Cups there, soul bond. In other words, you know what it is to you. And that's why I tell people all the time, listen to your feelings, listen to your intuitive self. Because when you tune into things like this, they're not a surprise, they're not scary, and you don't feel them as threatening. And like I said, when you tune into it, you feel in a weird way, but reassured. If you've ever experienced, you know what I'm talking about. It feels reassuring. Now here's the thing though, 9 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. I still see that as defaulting to you. That doesn't change, you're saying my work though. That doesn't change my work. I am still trying to feel better about me, and I have to process the loss as much as anyone else. Because that is a loss. 5 of Cups and 10 of Swords is some sort of loss here. You're saying it's on me to feel better, and I take full responsibility for that. I mean, you did open up with Temperance. I think sometimes, and here's the thing with Temperance and why it gets so tricky and why people fall off the path with Temperance is that it really is stretched out over a period of time. And it is a consolidation of difficult feelings. It's one of the misgivings I have about the card of Temperance. It makes it look easy. One angel peacefully tossing around 2 cups, but what's in those 2 cups is turbulence. It's a hurricane of difficult emotions, more or less what 1 cup looks like, left and right. I think, despite the reassurance of you feeling this connection and understanding in your own way that sometimes they check in on you, doesn't seem to negate your sense of responsibility of still trying to heal from it. Because that's what you want for yourself. Okay? You put it back on you almost immediately. It's like, this is what I'm working through. And going back to this, when I say Temperance, sometimes you get markers of success of you having healed. It's small, it's almost always micro, and it's stretched out over time. So from your point of view, you still have work to do. You still have work to do. Okay. But it doesn't stop you, right? From healing, moving forward, and living your life. I'm not sure why I'm saying this, other than just perhaps to give you verification of what you've been feeling. How you sometimes, at least energetically, participate in this. You feel reassured, knowing in some way that they look at you or check in on you. And it's peaceful, you wish them no harm. In a way it makes you feel good, but you're saying that doesn't unobligate me from healing myself about that painful ending. It's kind of like you're saying baby steps every day. And I see them checking. I hope the same for them, because if you experienced it this way, that means in some way they did too. So it doesn't feel stalkerish, it doesn't feel threatening, it doesn't feel like that. You know? Eight of Wands. It feels like perhaps they want to open up and communicate. But if they can't, I hope for them what you're doing for yourself. Okay? What it is that you know you're supposed to do. Healing is a day-by-day kind of journey. And you have to remember to check in with it constantly. Let's get some advice, please. I'm sorry it's so vague, but I see literally no 3D to anchor it other than past memories and past hurt associated with those past memories. Okay. I have no doubt you're busy in the 3D. You have a life to live. Let's not forget that. Okay? It's just not what I'm seeing here today. The Star, Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, bingo, bango. That's what I'm saying. From your point of view, and as lovely as this is, full credit here, Libra, full credit. You, from your point of view, because temperance takes so long, it can do. From your point of view, you probably think you have a lot of work to do still. I'm here to reassure you, you've done more than that. Okay? The Star, Nine of Cups, the Three of Cups. There is a lot of hope and optimism in here for yourself, okay, for feeling good about you again, for healing, frankly, just to get back on your own particular path regarding wish fulfillment and connectivity. Connectivity in some way that suggests fun, emotional connectivity, something. You are headed in that realm again. I just don't know that you are aware of how much progress you've made. Because I just want you to be reassured this isn't a crime and it doesn't set you back. I promise you this. Just don't indulge in the feeling when you connect to it and you're aware that sometimes they check in and you just have a feeling. It doesn't set you back. It really doesn't. It doesn't mean you've lost progress. It doesn't mean you've fallen off the path. Okay? It doesn't mean you fell off the wagon. It just means you had a moment between you and them where you had a reflection, no matter how brief, but that doesn't take away from your own sense of healing accomplishment. Okay? Keep that with you. All right? Keep that with you. It might connect in time. It might. I'm not big on false hope, but I can't pretend I didn't see the Eight of Wands, and there is a contemplation in here of a decision. But it's still attached to waiting. Okay? So, I feel obligated to report that, perhaps, in time. Things are in motion. The clock is in motion. The mechanics of it are in motion. But that does not mean I'm telling you to wait. I'm saying time has a part to play in this. Okay? Time has a part to play in this. Number 37. Occupation. Very busy. Some of you are very aware of time. I understand. Number 34. Occupation. High honor. Number 25. It's an honor what you do, but it keeps you very, very preoccupied. You do honorable work. You are well thought of. And you're always very aware or conscious of the time. Okay? I think you're that person who gets very preoccupied, but you have to remember diligently to check in with yourself a lot in regards to your own personal sense of healing and accomplishment. Okay? So do be mindful of that. I understand you have a lot of prestige attached to you, and you think it's probably just your job. No, there's more to it than that. Okay, we have the letter G. We have the bat here. The bat has a very unique sonar system in order to signal in on what's important. Okay, so I know there's that unique signal that the Six of Cups is so well known for, and you intuitively connect to it, and it makes you feel good. It does not take away from your healing, I promise. In fact, the fact that you're at peace with it tells me how far you've come. The idea of you spiritually connecting to this or otherwise doesn't hurt you anymore. Okay, so don't let it think it sets you back. On the contrary, it helps you connect with something more important. Okay, we have the infinity loop here. It's a healthy feedback loop system, or at least it should be with the soul bonds. Okay, you two feed each other in some way. All right. We have the heart with the nurse's cap, as we were discussing, with the healing there. The hot air balloon rising high into the sky so we can look down below and see the activity for what it is. And then we have the Scorpio medallion, but in the reverse, with the key word here being passionate. Okay, Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Taurus, please. Show me, Taurus, what's going on for Taurus. Just a FYI, or a courtesy, heads up, okay? Whenever a collective gets a heavy reading, I like to give them, well, like I said, a heads up in the Sunday check-in. So this is yours. Your in-depth out tomorrow, the Celtic Cross, was not the easiest. I kept it, and I seriously debated on camera my keeping it. I decided to in the end. I still found value in it, okay? And that stands true for most of my readings these days. The only time I redo them is if I see no conclusive evidence of shifting, changing, and thinking, thought, belief, etc. Because it's just not fair. It's just not fair to the audience who value working through stuff. There you go. But I still found merit in it. Okay? Not easy, though. So if you're watching it, you're saying, this isn't me at all, I shan't be surprised and nor offended. Check your other placements. No big deal. Okay? No harm, no foul. But if you do resonate with it and you get it, I hope you share. You know? It helps to share. Sharing is caring. All right. What's going on? But what is out for you tomorrow may not necessarily be what is today. So let's take a look at you now. Show me. Taurus. Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus. All right. King of Wands. Justice. King of Swords. Oh, yes. The Hanged Man. Page of Cups. And the Hierophant. You. Okay. All right. Four of Wands. Page of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh. Look at you. Being all correct. Look at this. You look very balanced, honey. Very balanced. King of Wands, King of Swords, Justice. You could interpret that as someone else. I'm choosing not to at this time. I think you're showing me two sides of you that are equally important. One that is passionate, on point, ambitious, and looks forward to the future. King of Swords, determined, mindset, focus. These two seem to be working quite well here in your modalities. In fact, these two energies within you seem to balance you very much in your everyday life with Justice. So there's that sense of correctness, both in spirit and in mind. So I see two parts of you that are integrated very well, and they help keep you running like clockwork, you know? You look great. You look very correct. Technically, legally, spiritually, you name it. I mean, your focus is on point. I like your drive. I like your ambition. And anything and everything that you do, you say you tend to go back and forth between these two modes. And that works well for you. I love it. You know how to put on a positive face, positive disposition, hope, optimism, joy, and then frankly passion for whatever it is you do. But with a focus, laser focus with the King of Swords. So we go back and forth between these two, and it works well for you. Now, there's a part of you, though, that it's like roped off. It's a very VIP lounge that you set up for yourself. This is your more personal side. And like I said, you have that roped off. You can say it's under construction or it's VIP only, but VIP is just being you. And the Hanged Man, Page of Cups, and the Hierophant, your spiritual self, your most Taurus of Taurus selves, is carefully partitioned off. Only you can access it at this time. So this is what people see and experience in you, okay, in terms of your face value. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful, focused, etc., as we've discussed. But then there's the real Taurus. And this Taurus is like, right now, I occupy this space. Just me, high. But also not high. You can't, no. I'm contemplating myself and my own existence. So what's going on, I don't know. But here's what's interesting. The Hanged Man here suggests that you have suspended judgment, literally, of yourself these days. So the real Taurus, the authentic Taurus, your higher self is carefully, like I said, roped off, partitioned off, and only you can access you right now. So what it is you're trying to discover about yourself, I don't know, but you deemed it necessary. So this is what you allow people to see, and what you allow them to see is wonderful. It's on point. You're methodical. You're on point. It's fantastic. But over here, okay, Taurus is hanging out by themselves, and they seem to be comfortable right there. It doesn't look violent. It doesn't look upsetting. You're just, all I can see for you right now is that you suspended judgment of yourself. Perhaps you're trying to be less critical of you. Perhaps you are trying to get back in tune with your sense of higher self and your spiritual self and how you connect to a greater scheme of things. Your heart space in some small way is involved. You seem to be suspending judgment of your feeling about something, yourself, something. I don't know what it is. You would know best. But we've suspended judgment about how you feel on a particular subject, be it yourself or something else. but you're trying to get in tune with it instead of throwing an authority at it, which is what the Hierophant, not a bad energy. It's just very commanding in its own subtle way that says this is how it must be. You kind of stop doing that. You kind of stop saying this is how it must be in regards to yourself on something about how you feel. So I like that you're not judging yourself right away about something that you feel. You decided to suspend it until you know more about it. So it's like a very fancy way of saying, I'm not judging myself about how I feel. I'm trying to feel my feelings. Trying to understand them. That's all. That's all I'm doing. Mind your business. And that's it's very subtle and it's very soft, but I like it. I do like it. There's something about it that feels special because you're not enforcing a particular code here. This is how I must feel, which is what the Hierophant's inclined to do. You're saying, no, I'm going to gently understand how I feel, and pending those results, I'll incorporate them appropriately. Cool. I like it. And then we get back into the 3D. We jump on into that. 4 of Wands, Page of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles. You look a little nervous but hopeful. Again, you tend to have that kind of positive outward disposition, and it has served you well. But there's something here about a relationship, and that 4 of Wands, guys, it's a relationship as defined by 2 people, okay, being built. And that's what I'm seeing here. It looks like something here is being built, and you're a little nervous. Page of Wands is just the tiniest bit of nerve. It's the spark that gets things going, okay? So he's more reliable as a page, right next to your Page of Pentacles, being the most reliable. So here we have that sense of small spark, right? Okay, I'm going to start working on this. And it feels good. It feels super, super good. Like you are throwing weight into this, but it's real, it's practiced, and you mean it. It's literally the definition of being open to building a relationship. And I know you mean it because you're throwing yourself into it, okay? So I think this is where we carefully, kind of like I said, partitioned ourselves. It's like, hi, you can see Taurus, but you can't actually access Taurus right now. So it's like you carefully, it's like I'm just gently exploring my feelings without judgment. That's it. Talk to this person. Talk to that Taurus. Okay? That Taurus takes appointments and does stuff. This one is just doing their own thing, this internal Taurus. So, and then over here, it goes into 3D really sharply, but in a beautiful way. So we're open to building a relationship. Okay? Oh my goodness. Well, I like your process, honey. It looks like it works for you. It works for you. I like how you balance your energies, your sense of orientation, your mind. Okay? It works well for you. You've got quite the process. Yeah. So you might have some interesting Leo in your chart. Or it's just simply a reflection now whilst we're in Leo season. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. I don't think you need it. I feel like you got it covered. I like how you're in your little VIP lounge over here. And you know those name badges people do at events? You're like, you're wearing one as Taurus, but you're the only one there. So you're just checking in with you. I like it. I don't know how to explain it. I just like it. What I particularly like is that you're not judging yourself. A willingness to learn about something and your feelings instead of assuming, or I like that. Let's get the advice, please. Let's get the advice. What's going on? Queen of Swords, the Magician, the High Priestess. Oh, yeah, we do have a sharp mind, don't we? Yeah, you're focusing. There it is. There's that spiritual essence I was looking for. Okay, the Queen of Swords, the Magician, the High Priestess. Nice. It's a nice combination. And I'll tell you why. I tell people all the time, manifest, but you need to know that you're manifesting. You're like, check. Manifest and make sure you feel that it's correct, and you're also like, check. We are quite methodical, aren't we, Taurus? So you're like, I know what I'm pulling in, and I feel it too. Nice. Nice. Good job. And I'll tell you why. I tell people all the time, these two are not mutually exclusive. You should use your intelligence, and it should be right next door to your intuition. They work wonders together. So you're manifesting at the appropriate levels of mental engagement, okay, and a sense of feeling, which is harder to define, which is what intuition is, which is one of the reasons I'm so happy then. It makes a lot more sense to me why you've kind of gently pulled yourself aside and said, suspend all judgment. How do we really feel about this particular subject? And based on what you know and what you feel, you're manifesting accordingly. Good. On point. Good job. Look who's been going to class. Gold star, baby. All right. Let's look at that. I like that. That is fantastic. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Oh. That's so sweet. Yes. I like how you show me, this is so Taurus, the practical side. And this is why I say with Taurus, especially Taurus, you guys will show me pentacle for anything. Anything. I hurt my toe. You'll show me a pentacle. These are my thoughts. You will show me pentacle. The earth signs, particularly you, will put all sorts of concepts or notions into the pentacle. So when I tell you you're open to relationship building, you take it to a literal translation. But that's the basis behind it, is equal love, same page energy. As you can see, the swan is a mirror reflection here. Number 24, it's beautiful, honey. That's absolutely a privileged lady for some of you. We're talking about Empress energy here. A catch. You are the catch. Oh. You are the catch. They're the catch. Somebody a catch. Okay? But this is the dominant card that I was supposed to see here today. What else, please? Toil and labor, you've worked very hard. Oh, I have no doubt. Number 38. Perhaps some of you are riding off the back of a rather intense work period, but you're used to working hard. Taurus is used to working hard. You ever heard such mind-blowing shit before, Taurus? Ooh, bet that one came as a surprise to you. All right, what else? It's a high honor. Yeah, you've earned your prestige. You've earned the right to throw your authority around. You have a particular weight attached to you. I see it. But you've done well with it. You've done very well with it. But you also know that's something that's speaking to your heart that you want to build into as well. Very good. Okay. You just came back inside from your outdoor adventures. She's hilarious. I'll tell you what, well, I'll give you a short story, cinnamon story. I heard she's not actually a big barker. You would think that she is, but she's not. But there was a squirrel out there that I have to admit was pissing her off. It was making chittering noises at her like it was trying to provoke her on purpose. She came inside, sat down in front of me and barked, which I've trained her to do. So when she wants something, she has to sit in front of me, bark once to tell me, indicate direction of what she wants. And she was pointing me to go outside, so I go outside. She points at the tree, barks at the tree. It's the squirrel that's been yelling at her the whole time. And I said, are you serious? Did you just call mommy to break up a fight? You I don't know. I don't know. I made a gesture and noise at the squirrel, and that seemed to make her happy. So I guess she wanted me to get out there and yell at the squirrel. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have my moments, and I just wanted to share it. It was so cute. Okay, we have the letters C and U. You see you. How funny. We have the Medine here of Pisces, but specifically the seahorse. So the seahorse has that unique feature, at least in tarot, of carrying the masculine emotions, keeping them close to the chest, okay, until they're ready to burst forth, that kind of thing. We have the octopus in reverse. You know what's interesting about the octopus? Well, first of all, a tentacle grip. Right now, we don't have that. I see you in contemplation without judgment about your feeling. So we're trying to understand our feelings and where they grip. Okay. But also it is or does represent the unknown of the ocean, specifically the mysterious and the intuitive self. So trying to make this less of a mystery, what we're feeling here. Because we have the cat in the upright. Indeed, you are listening to yourself. I saw your intuition. Once more, congratulations. Taurus, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Virgo, please. Nice. Show me Virgo. Show me Virgo. All right. What's going on? What is up? Oh, Ten of Swords. That's what's up now. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Aren't you feeling better? Good. Good, good, good. The Empress, Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Okay. All right. Page of Swords, the Magician, the Five of Wands. We got a bit of a struggle here about what we want. But let me make this clear. You are on the road to recovery. It's taken a minute. I understand, but you are feeling a little better day by day, and that's what this is. So Ten of Swords, I don't know how long ago. I don't know. We're not doing time checks today. It feels neither fresh nor old. I don't know. It's up to you. So Ten of Swords, it's long-standing pain. And Knight of Pentacles for you, you know, again, it's not giving me too much indication of time. But I have a feeling some of you have had to slowly work through a painful element at some point in your past, and you're still struggling with it today. Okay, but you have made progress, and it's slow. You are doing better, and sometimes it feels like little victories every day, or every day gets a little easier, or gets a little brighter, a little more confidence is bouncing back on you, which is good. So it's a progress. You know, healing is a progress. Feeling better in general is a progress, and you have made some. So take reassurance in that. The Empress, Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups. You know, there is definitely a feeling of a broken heart here, and it hasn't been fully fixed. The Empress is someone of importance. It's either you, them. King of Cups is also there, so reverse energies as you see fit. Someone really didn't understand the love they had until they broke from it, you know. It's one of those things until after the situation was abandoned or broken that we really understood our feeling or capacity for it. So there's going to be a whole backstory behind that, and that requires clarification, which is what we're not doing today. It's just for somebody somewhere, and whatever this context is, you know, it happens quite a bit. We really don't understand the strength of our own feeling until after a break has occurred. And, you know, it's going to be felt. It's going to be felt. It's going to be felt. That's a lingering pain. So, but I got to go back to my original point. We still have made progress. Okay? I don't trust insta-healing anyway. Never have. People are like, I'm over it. Mm-hmm. You haven't started. It takes a while. But it still hurts. Okay? Page of Swords, the Magician, Five of Wands. Now, this is concerning only because I'm seeing a struggle of the self, rather the intentions. So, the Magician's a powerful element, but it's surrounded by a lack of insight with the Page of Swords and the Five of Wands. Someone to this day remains conflicted about what they want, and therefore what to do. And so long as we continue to fight and argue with ourselves about what to manifest or pull in from the universe, our insight remains small in the subject. We're going to get half-assed manifestation results, which are never good, or nothing at all. Okay, because it takes some strength of will to say to the universe, this is what I want exclusively. We have to have more peace in the mind, and, well, not peace of the mind here, but a graduated sense of mind. I need to see a King or Queen of Swords. To see an amplified knowledge base. Okay? So the Page of Swords is often associated with spying, observation, because it's the most helpless of the page, but also for that reason its primary interpretation is lack of knowledge. We have to pump up our knowledge base to understand what the heck we're doing, and then also, P.S., stop fighting ourselves. So I know you've made progress. And if you are the one who is struggling to manifest because you still don't know what you want or conflicted, do you want to get over this? That would be a manifestation. You'd have to be on board with you. You have to be consolidated and say, I'm ready to let this go and be at peace with it, regardless of who said what or did what or felt what after the fact. It doesn't matter. Whoever understood they had a broken heart after the separation, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care. We still need to get on board with the idea of being at peace with this and leaving it behind so we can really heal from it, not just make simple progress, which I'm happy with, but more. Or do we want to understand and stop fighting ourselves that we somehow want this back in our lives? And then if that's true, what does that knowledge look like? What does that feel like? And we can't fight ourselves on that either. Again, the manifestation wouldn't have a shot in hell. Okay? We got to understand what we want. If you really want to heal and move past this, then we have to know it, own that decision, that knowledge, and stop fighting ourselves. If we want to put some of this energy back into fighting for this connection, we have to know the same and stop fighting ourselves. Okay. There's no guarantee that it'll cooperate. The point is that we have to know that we want to try. And if you're saying, I've tried, then you have your answer. I'm not sure I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to the person who's yet to get confrontational with themselves about what they want. Okay. All right, let's get the advice, please. When people tell me they've tried, then I'm like, they're done trying. Stop. You're just hurting yourself. This is for the person who, as far as I can tell, doesn't really know if they should desire letting this go and being at peace with it, or if they should desire, without complication, trying to reconnect with it. Okay? Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. There it is. A sense of wish fulfillment. I don't know what to do. I want to be happy. Wish fulfillment, guys, is on the premise that we understand we love each other. We love ourselves. That's proper wish fulfillment, because then it becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. I love myself enough to give myself these things. It's just an enhancement element to the Magician, really. Two of Wands, that's an active decision, but with time. Two of Pentacles drags that decision backwards by several degrees and slows it down even further. So here we have the sense of insistence of, I want to make a decision, but I can't. I want to make a decision, but I'm back and forth on it. I want to make a decision, but I can't decide. And what does it even look like? So here we have the idea of, I trust myself to love myself, to make the right decision, but not really. I won't commit to the direction. I don't know what I want to do. Heal or try to reconnect with it. I don't know. We got to know. I am willing to bet good money you actually already know what you want to do. It's just committing to it, the knowledge, and then stop fighting ourselves on it. It's just one pentacle here needs to win. And that will come to a Page of Pentacles, which is the most likely of investments. Okay? It's in here. The resolve is in here. When I see a Two of Pentacles, it's almost always a delay effect. The truth is in there. But for some reason, we got to spin it out. I don't want you to. I don't want anybody to go through that. Oh, you know? But I promise you, the truth of you is in there. The decision. For some of you, a message has been brewing towards you, or that you have been creating for yourself towards this situation. Number 7. It's the detailed message too. Thoughts, there it is. The rumination, the mechanics, what to say, how to say it, what to say, how to say it. We have a muse, we have someone in our mind when we write this letter, in our head, a draft that's been saved to draft for goodness knows how long, that kind of thing. What would I even say? We can see this person in our mind's eye. Change. What kind of change? How would your chariot go forth? Into healing and leaving this behind because you know that's right for you? Or to engage with it because you know it's right for you? Number 9. Home twice. Home twice. 1, the soft, homey, comfortable. 1, intimidating, formidable. We want the nurture and the love. But it seems a formidable prospect. Why? Why does it feel soft and inviting and intimidating at the same time? Something that should feel like home, but it seems impossible. It's too large, it's too much, it's too big. There's the comfort of what we know and what seems like the impossible to build or to participate in or achieve. This one's a little bit more shrouded in mystery. Formidable. Whereas this is comfort. We want it to be like this. but we don't know. 4 and 20. I feel like I'm looking at the same idea, the same construct. The person's home, somebody's home is actually soft, nurturing, loving, and caring. But to the outsider who's looking at it, they might see it as the impossible task. Impossible to breach. It's too intimidating. This kind of sense is all is welcome. This says, you won't pass the entrance gate. It's funny how that's perceived, eh? I hope that helps you. That'll be down to you, though, if it applies. The medallion of Libra. Some of you might have some very prominent Libra in your chart. Could be connecting to one. But there's that. And for some of you, it might be a marker to Libra season. I don't quite know. I don't know. We have the medallion of Gemini, but it's in reverse. The key word here being intelligent. Someone here is very intelligent. We have the cat, intuition. You, them. Someone's intuitive as well as intelligent. Perhaps it's a little bit of the both of you. The letter P. The camel, careful. Careful. Conservation of one's time, energy, and efforts. Very careful. We don't give much away. Conservation. Keep it to myself. Okay. Okay. Well, Virgo, honey, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Oh boy, the vocals are struggling to keep in there. Goodness gracious. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. It's just frustrating when I'm recording. Oh my gosh. What's going on? Show me Capricorn, please. Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. One more. Let's see Capricorn, please. Very good. The Empress. Two of Cups. Knights of Wands. Oh yeah. Doesn't that look exciting? Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Six of Swords, the Star, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Very good. All right, let's make this clear. It looks like we have a strong emotional bond with somebody, and we're crazy about them. You know, that seems to be very evident. It's a strong love and a sense of empowerment, love, generosity. We're crazy about this person with the Knight of Wands. More than crazy and passionate about them, we love them too, and they seem to love us, and that's nice. That's lovely. It's a strong bond between you and somebody. We're still in love with this person. We still have crazy passion for this person. We care about them a great deal. And it's lovely, okay? I like that lovely emotional union. I love it. Reality kicks in terms of 3D, and things couldn't be heavier right now. Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. Some of you have simply been overworking. You're overtaxed. And you need a little more TLC of home. Caring for the self specifically. There's a lot of weight attached to this person. This is either you or your person of significance who looks like they are just frankly overworked, tired. There is a lot attached to this person, and their energy needs to soften up and kind of stay at the home base for a little bit. That would be my advice to them, because they do look, like I said, overburdened, overworked, overtaxed. It's a lot. And this person's at the point of physically struggling to feel better physically. That concerns me. And exhaustion can do this. Working too much, which leads to exhaustion, hypertension, all these things. I'm not trying to freak you out. It's just somebody physically needs to rest. Okay? It's either you or your person. I don't know. But somebody's maintaining more than their fair share. 3D. It's not an accusation. The love is equal, as far as I can tell. Okay? The love is equal. We're talking about responsibilities of the physical type. Who knows? I just think it really classically to me looks like someone who's just worn themselves thin, you know. Too much here, too much there, too much everywhere. And then the strain of feeling like it's my obligation or responsibility, because that Ten of Wands is attached to the Queen of Pentacles. So in that too, we must remind ourselves, if this is you or your person, we must take care of ourselves, because without us, none of it works. Okay? We have that obligation to the self. Remember, your self-worth is not defined by how much you make, but how well you take care of yourself in order to figure out how much you can do. You understand? Self-worth is saying, I respect myself to see that I'm exhausted and burnt out and I need to back off. And this person needs to back off. Which I know is often easier said than done, but it looks like somebody, this is weighing on their mind, which suggests to me they know better. You know, you're burning the candle at both ends here. Okay, so FYI. Here's the thing, the Six of Swords is in the immediate future. It is not in the position of exit, it's in the position of moving forward, which is good. It's not just about what we're leaving behind, it's also what shores we end up upon. The whole point of traversing the waters is to find calmer waters, assuming the shore we came from was much too turbulent or violent, so we're going to find a more peaceful, calmer shore, which means we have to risk getting in the boat. Okay, so we must remember this. I think we did exactly what we was discussing here, easing the heck up to this level of degree of difficulty. I think we have found a way. I'm not I'm not clarifying today, so I can't see the process of it. But let's say it, you or your person figure it out. We get out of this state of turbulence and overtaxation of the self. Okay? One has physical limits, we must remember. And into something a lot smoother. The Star and the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic. So I see the transition point of leaving this behind, this overtaxation, and into something much gentler, much more beautiful, and frankly sustainable. Eight of Pentacles and the Star is sustainability. So it's a far-reaching vision that if we are so inclined to reach for it and it works, we keep at it. So, well done. You, your person, to both of you. Okay? But the time of healing and calmer waters and a stronger, more sustaining vision in work or otherwise is here. Okay? All right, well done. Well done, you too. All right, that was a team effort, no doubt. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Queen of Swords, Four of Swords, the Four of Cups. Yeah. There it is. That's, if I had been clarifying, this is what I more or less would have seen. Queen of Swords, Four of Swords, Four of Cups. I recognize mentally and understand that I'm unhappy. I don't feel good. I feel sick. It's time to rest. And that's an active decision. That is an active decision here. Okay, to rest. We have not been feeling good physically. And probably mentally and emotionally exhausted here as well. Okay. Despite that lovely, supportive, in love, on-point energy, I mean, the individual self still has its limitations. Okay. So when we figured this out, we clued this in, we started leaving some of this behind, and we're opening up into smoother waters here. Fantastic. All right. Very good. Uh-oh. Some of you have been working hard to create that fortune. You have a great fortune. You had to work very hard to sustain that great fortune. Very rarely is it random. I still see you working on what looks like your dream thing in future after this transition point of I'm burnt out and unhappy. But yeah, we're trying to accumulate a greater fortune, but at less cost to ourselves. Okay? All right, number 26. What else, please? Okay, a lot of concerns here about how one is doing. This is either you or your partner, but concern for the situation and the kind of toll that it is taking, yes? Okay, 12 in reverse. Lack of insightful knowledge here, perhaps at first. Perhaps we didn't understand initially how much of a toll this was going to take on us We didn't have the full weight of measure in understanding the communication, the expectations, or frankly, we're just out of words. We are out of words, or we can't act towards this anymore. You know, we're concerned. We're concerned here about the lack of. All right. But it seems to me a lack of knowledge. I didn't fully understand how arduous this would be, that kind of thing. Privileged lady, there's that sense of the Empress here, that person of significance, special person, special other. Okay. Toil and labor very hard to provide for the family. I understand. I understand you. I get this. Trust me. We have to work very hard to provide for that nest. Both of you. Okay. That great fortune didn't just drop out of thin air. No. Okay. The point is that it gets easier. But toiling, labor for the family. The nest egg, if you will. Okay. 38, 17, 26, 12, 33, and 12. Okay. We have the letter A, U, D, the four-leaf clover. Bit of luck there, okay? You're technically in reverse, so for some of you feel like you have not been lucky in this respect, that's going to change, honey. Listen to yourself. Gecko, Aries, Leo, Sag, and then moving quickly across the hot sands, I know, all the way out here. The medallion of Leo. Some of you have some very prominent Leo in your chart, and then also indicative to now. We are in Leo season. Okay. All right, Cappy. I hope this helps you, honey. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me Scorpio, please. Show me Scorpio. All right, what's going on? Excuse me, King of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Tower. Okay, the Star, Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, yeah, Righty-Roo, the Hermit, the Four of Swords, mucho healing, and Nine of Pentacles. Right, let's make this clear. I don't know who that is. This is where you are. King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Tower. This is very slow. I see where you are positioned, and it looks lovely. It looks beautiful. This is outside of you. King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Tower. It's slow moving. It's very slow moving generated activity, but it is willful. Someone of their own kind of conscience and mind is coming forward about something important, the Tower. It's a delivery of news, but it seems to be liberating. Not quite sure how to put that. So it might be just unexpected. I don't know. But it seems to put you at ease considerably. So it's important news that arrived or is arriving. It's in the process of arising. Don't know. But it seems to be of a trusted authority here. Someone who kind of just has it together. They've consolidated their mind, factual, informative. I don't know. They kind of move at a particular steady, slow pace. Knight of Pentacles and the Tower. So it looks like something that you thought might never arrive, or that even if it did, the results could be disastrous. It's coming through as positive. So that's good. Your reaction says, love. Star, the hope. The hope. Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, whatever this is, puts your heart at ease right away. You look beautiful, you look shining. Excuse me, you look relaxed. So even if you didn't know this was coming, let's say you're complete blank slate, whatever it is that does arrive, puts you at ease and into a loving space, into a place of hopes and dreams and desires and just the highest forms of healing and just feeling good. Okay. But even for those folks who had an inclination, a slight inclination, something was coming through, and perhaps you were dreading it, you didn't know why, turns out it's incredibly good news, positive in nature. It's lovely. What is being delivered so carefully, I don't know. But it's good for you. You're showing me huge relief from the heart, and love. with the Two of Cups. So, okay. So there you are. Okay, receiving. And like I said, it's liberating. It's a liberating emotional feeling. Like you can breathe. Like you can feel soft and safe and comfortable and emotionally receptive. So I don't know what that is. I have to point it out to people all the time. Not all towers are bad. Some of them are just unexpected. Or for those folks who had an idea something was coming but you didn't know what, it creates that fear factor, that anxiety of the unknown. Some of you might have had a really prickling feeling something's coming but you couldn't identify it and it might have been driving you crazy. And perhaps we just assumed it was negative, and that's often how these things are. But it can be a surprise too. Okay, it was careful delivery. Well put together. Okay? It's good. Your reaction to it is good. Quality. Very good quality. Emotional response, and it feels so good. It feels so freaking good. You look so relaxed. And there's that sense there that it's fine between these two. Okay? And it's lovely. It's beautiful. Look how relaxed you are. Okay? The Hermit, Four Swords, Knight of Pentacles. That is lovely. That is bright. That is shining. That is healing. That is rested. It's like you have... I'm not saying you don't have worries. I'm just saying you look free as a bird. You look so light. It's very restorative, whatever it is. This puts you at ease considerably. And all you're doing is showing me ample amounts of healing, resting, and just seeing to your own needs there with the Nine of Pentacles, which is something you're experienced with. You know how to take care of you, but you really kind of go the extra mile. In future, after you receive this news, it's like, you know what? I can relax. I can love. I can see to my own needs comfortably. You look so good and rested and just comforted. You know, I like that you're really seeing to yourself, and you're really, really digging into the healing of rest, healing and rest, and rest and healing, and it's beautiful. And you're learning a lot too with the Hermit there. So he's not just about healing; he's also about learning, and that's where his healing element comes from. Is based on experience, wisdom, and holding up the lantern to reflect on things. So you're learning, you're healing, you're resting, and you look fabulous, darling. You look absolutely fabulous. You really do. So I don't know what that is. For some of you, it is straight up unexpected. But there's something here. It's like something was coming towards you, and you might have had some spider tingles, as I call it. Like, what is that? What are you trying to warn me of? And it's not necessarily a warning. It's perhaps a declaration. So I don't know. Good news, bare minimum, is good news. You know. All right. Let's get some advice, please. It's just not what you thought it was. That's all I can tell you. Working up the knowledge base right there. Page of Swords and the King of Swords. It's a person of some authority. Let's get some advice, please. Particularly with all that healing element. I don't see it. You learned something. That's all I know. And it put you into a very good place. Okay. Eight of Cups, the World, and the Nine of Swords. Okay. 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 Some of you have been feeling numb and disconnected. Anxiety of the mind, stressed. That will be coming to a close. That sense of I'm not really here, or I don't really care, or I'm detached, or I'm numb and I don't know why, and I stress unnecessarily, that's coming to an end. Okay. It is. That's all I can tell you. It's just coming to an end. Soon. Okay. We have several medallions today. One is Libra, two are Taurus, and one is Gemini. You might have any of these placements in your chart. It could be this outside influence that I see coming towards you. That's funny because That is sword and earth right there. But there you go. The letter M and big dollar bill. More of that earth energy. In that sense of success. A firm offer. Something that's valid. Something you can take to the bank, as the metaphor goes. Worth, value, I don't know. But is worthy. Okay? It's very, very worthy. All right. Scorpio, honey. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Oh. I heard you screaming at me. Christina, you didn't do the oracle. I know. Oh my goodness. I tell you. How did that happen? I just heard you scream, wait a minute, you didn't do oracles. Thank you. Yes, even yours truly needs reminders. In fact, I need lots of reminders, honey. You know, I'm trying to drink less coffee these days. Okay? There. You have it on record from me. And what happens when you do that? Your memory goes to shit. Okay? Sorry, but it's the truth. We're a little foggier these days. I'm trying to drink less coffee. Okay? I don't think it was out of control, but I also think I could have done better. Whatever the hell that means. Hi, my name is Christina. I'm a little different and happy to be so. What's up? Yes. On the distant horizon, there it is. It's stretched out. It's far away. It's stretched out far away. 36. It took its time to arrive, but it was coming. That's coming. So for some of you, like I said, I have to maintain this point. It is completely unexpected, or you've been getting tingles. Like, what is that? It's coming. 36. Unexpected income, despair. Now that's interesting. 2732. There's a sense of someone's missing, lacking, despair. I don't know, nor am I convinced it's about coin. You're showing me a reaction that suggests I'm harmonized, I feel wonderful, I feel sustained emotionally, I'm at peace. But this is coming across as a loss, real loss. Parting ways with coin, but also loss as it represents the real world in some way, and we've been in despair about this. Okay? Take that as it resonates, guys. 3227. The family tree. The tree of life. Courtship. So here we have the Ten of Pentacles, the tree of life, the roots that touch many, many things. Okay? And the generations of it. Building equity. Okay, taking stock in life. Knowing how to cultivate things so it grows deeply and strongly for generations to come. Very good. Some of you, this is your concern and or priority. And there's that sense of courtship. Something is taking root. And while it has beginner's legs here with the courtship, it can grow into something strong that reaches far into the future. Okay? Part of the legacy map, if you will. All right. 5 and 4. All right. Now, Scorpio, I hope this helped. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Pisces. Show me, Pisces. Oh, pretty please. Pisces, if you please. What's going on? Let's do one more. Okay, Two of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant. Okay, he doesn't like to be confused about things like that. Well, I'm curious. What's going on? The Sun, the Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Oh, good, good. Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Oh, okay, it's reflective. Good, I was already to say, what was the point of all that if we were just going to throw walls up at it? I was ready to say that was self-defeating. So let's not do that, please, because that's still available here as I'm seeing it on the baseline. You have to remember anything that you see here as being an option, the opposite is also true, okay, because that's nature, that's life. Tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it, that old thing. So Two of Swords, Knight of Wands, the Hierophant. You know, that's an interesting combination. You typically don't see the Hierophant backing up the Knight of Wands, so it's Two of Swords, though, is confusion. The Hierophant's here is confused about his feelings, his passion. Where's my fire? Where's my ambition? It's pointing me somewhere. I don't know if I can trust it. It's like the Hierophant's like, I don't know if what if I get misled by my passion? You know, so there's a lot of sense of self-regulation in there. And the coordinates to one's higher self. Okay, I'm defaulting to you because it's your reading, but there you go. Okay. So I can tell your higher sense of self is important to you, and so too is your passion. But then sometimes you get confused with it. Is it misleading? Can I trust my passion? Can I stand by what I feel? All those things are in there. And the Two of Swords, you wouldn't think it has so much power, but it has an incredible amount of power because before you know it, 2 adds up to 3, and then 3 is like a 7, and then it's an 8, and then it's a 9. You see what I'm saying? A little bit of blindness can go a long way. So I believe you're that person who does have a higher sense of self. Absolutely. I also believe you have natural passion available to you. And sometimes those two things, they can work really well together. You can really commit to what you feel passionate about. And there's other times where it probably confuses you. Does your passion mislead you? Or are you standing by the wrong thing? And how can you tell this, that, and the other? So you're weighing on this for a reason. There's a reason you're weighing in on these scales. You're trying to understand these feelings, and that is active. So you're trying to understand where you get confused. To your credit, because there's something in you that says you would like to flow in a particular direction, but you kind of need permission to do it, and you want to make sure that it's correct for you. That's all you've told me so far. So let's see where it might be. And then I get a little burst of joy from you, so it made me smile. You literally went, yay! And that was so nice. And I think that's the passion in you that I'm seeing that relates to fire, which is what the sun is a natural sense of joy. It is a natural sense of joy, and I think enthusiasm, and that perhaps sometimes it does get translated into excitement and passion, and that's a good and natural and healthy thing too. It's just coming from you. You want to know if it's okay or if it's correct, or is it misleading you. I think what you're showing me is just pure joy. With 3 of Pentacles and a Queen of Cups, that's either you or someone outside of you, but it's here, and I see someone's reaction. It's like saying, yay, I have my friend. Or, yay, I have my friend back. Let's start here. 3 of Pentacles, whatever that is to you. But it feels so freaking good. That burst, that sheer joy. It's so clean and pure and simple. So just the natural enthusiasm you have, and it might flow in and out of a passion place. But for the most part, Pisces, honey, I think you know how you feel. And that's what I want you to trust. If you trust that there's more joy here and that you can guide by that, then cool. Okay? I hope that helps you, because it looks like we have some sort of friendship here that just makes us just happy. And it feels so good. I am honest. I have an obligation to give you my impressions. I do feel like that Queen of Cups is outside of you, but it could be you. Of course, also a fellow water sign. But no, I love that pure joy at the prospect of a friendship with this person. It feels good, and I see someone happy to be there. Very happy to be there, It feels good. It feels good in all the right ways. So we'll call it friendship for now, if in lieu of anything else, perhaps just a cooperative principle, clean slate energy, 3 of Pentacles, starting from the ground up, that kind of thing. So that's the whole point of 3 of Pentacles. We can't just relegate it to friendship. It's the springboard in tarot. You start there. It's the first time you see a building structure. And 2 people participate. They add layers or they take away. But the point is they get to design what happens after that. So we'll call it friendship for now. But if it builds into something else, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's like I said, you're very happy to have your friend. Okay? Now, this is where I was like, well, what? Okay, what was all this for then? Because the 7 of Swords, 9 of Wands. I was like, you're going to block it now that you're connected to it? And then you went, Hanged Man? It's always like, now that you're connected to this, I see you giving much deeper thought about blockage tendencies and the tendency to withdraw sometimes. Avoidance. There's no pretty way of saying it, and it's not an accusation. Don't take it as one. Everybody experiences a 7 of Swords. Everyone experiences a 5 of Swords. It's inevitable to the human condition. It's saying, I don't feel like I can handle these thoughts or feelings, so I'm just not gonna. And we kind of actively avoid, sidestep, don't participate in, or try not to think about too much of things that make us uncomfortable. And one's tendency here is that when we feel uncomfortable, we tend to put up walls. Okay? We're going to be thinking about that. In other words, suspending judgment of it so we can really get some good perspective on why do we do this. Okay? You know? Why is it sometimes when I feel like I'm not prepared to address something, I need to put up a wall and block it until I am? We're going to start thinking about that. Okay? And that's a good thing to think about. It looks classically, if I were to label it, as a defense mechanism. And we're going to start giving that defense mechanism a lot more perspective, obviously, to not do it again, right? Or to better understand it. Them, the both of you. It could be an exchange or discussion about these things, this kind of thing. Insight's being gained. So that's good. That's good. All right. Let's get some advice. If it was a passive hangman, in other words, nothing new is being learned, I'd tell you. As far as I can tell, that's active. All right? Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. Eight of Cups, the Empress, the Page of Wands, you know? There is the identification here of emotional detachment, walking away, trying to minimize feelings. You, them, somebody, but it was someone of importance with the Empress here. The Emperor and Empress, always denote someone of importance. I don't really care, and I have to have this little lecture with people all the time, who did the walking. Sometimes it's very distinct and I can see it, and I'll be like, you did, or they did. I honestly don't know. I don't know who did the walking. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I have no stake in that. That's a numb concept to me. Okay? Somebody was emotionally unavailable to someone who was important. Okay? Or they walked, the literal act of walking away, turning our back on it. Okay? We're trying to do the opposite of that now. Page of Wands, opening up. Trying to be open. A little bit of curiosity. A little bit of that healthy spark. Okay? There you go. And start with pages sometimes. You think you're just going to jump into friendship out of thin air? No. Somebody had to open up. There you go. Let's get some oracles, please. Yes, 37. Time is ticking, ticking, ticking for some of you, but it didn't fully emerge. Someone's very aware of the time. Scorpio energy here in this archive. Good Lord, my lisp. The coffin, but Egyptian style. There's no way I can wrap my tongue around that literal word. I've tried many times. But yeah. Okay. Ending, yeah. Walking away, passage of time. Possibly the transformative effect too, and then also the indication of August. Lots of different meanings in there. Transcendence as well. Childlike. Childlike. What is that? The blockage. Blockage. Childlike dependency. Someone might have a child, and they found it to be a blockage, something that they couldn't get over, or something that they could not transform within themselves, or perhaps here we have a sense of not being able to feel vulnerable. They take on different meanings when they're next to each other. Someone feels that they can't be vulnerable. That's actually what I'm leaning in towards. Very rarely is that person has a kid, so it made it impossible. I want them, but not the kid. I very rarely see anything that blunt, selfish. I'm sorry, that is a selfish. But, I mean, don't connect to them. That's it. Full stop. Because if you can't have a kid on board, done. Okay. So no, don't compromise yourself. Is my point, because you just end up compromising the person and their kid. So that sucks. Don't do it. This is, I think, someone was unwilling or unable to be vulnerable. It's hard. They consider that a challenge with a mountain. To show vulnerability, any sort of emotional dependency. And because we weren't able to be vulnerable, to open up, it might have killed the connection or made it seem impossible. I don't quite know where that's coming from. 8, 18, and 21. Someone couldn't open up about their health, what they were really thinking, how it was wearing on them. Number 31. Somebody was in a bad space at the time, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Perhaps someone was caring for someone else under the dependency area, and they couldn't open up about that. That hit different. Why did that hit different? Somebody has to care for a dependent who has poor health, and we couldn't open up about it. We found that to be an impossible task. I don't know. That's for some of you. Oh, so many. 2 H's. HHL. That may or may not mean anything. May not be connected to you, but HHL. Stuck. Anchor. Do you have any idea how rare that is? These are little charms, and they all have little hoops if you want to thread them for necklaces and bracelets and what have you. Very common. The anchor, the hook of the anchor, landed in the hoop of the 10 of Pentacles. Some people felt stuck to their foundation, couldn't change, wouldn't know how to change, wouldn't know where to begin. Too much has been sown over time. Stuck to the foundation, stuck to the commitment, stuck to something. Weighed down by responsibility as well. Everything depends on me. I'm tied to it whether I like it or not. The inability to change as well, be flexible with one's roots. Roots are pretty damn inflexible. Very specific. Okay. We have the dragon in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sag. No anger, but then no passion either. The drive. The ability to pursue. Dragon in reverse. Okay, Pisces, honey. Interesting. This would have been good for an in-depth. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Sunday check-in. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Cancer. Show me, Cancer. Let's do one more. Okay. King of Swords. A lot of folks have been getting that. 7 of Cups and Temperance. Good. Queen of Pentacles. 3 of Swords. Yeah. Okay. The Knight of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. And the Chariot. Very good. Right there towards the end. Loving that. Your opening is actually pretty solid. King of Swords, 7 of Cups, Temperance. With some insight on your part, insistence too. After much reflection, you are arriving to a factual conclusion. I need to consolidate my feelings. 7 of Cups, options in love, yeah, but I've already dismissed it. It's more like the openness to feelings. Some are good, some are not so good. That's what the 7 of Cups really is. It's emotional fragmentation. Some of them are positive, but it's a little this, it's a little that, which includes the negative too. So at the end of the day, 7 of Cups, when we're saying you're just trying to be open, it's open to a variety of feelings. It's mixed emotions, honey. It's a mixed bag of stuff. And we all get in there in that space from time to time where a little this, a little that. It could be this, it could be that. No cup seems to be dominating the other, so it becomes fuzzy. Some of them become fantasy-filled for that reason. But you are kind of pulling yourself aside, at least mentally, and saying, we got to work on this. I need to understand how I feel about a particular subject. And it means something to you because you're insisting on doing it. So I agree with you in that respect. I want you to take that kind of time you need because Temperance, takes time. But I have the distinct feeling this is not a recent decision. I think for many of you, this is something that you have been trying to work through and just trying to remain open towards the different sensations and the different feelings as you go along. And that's no easy process because some days you're going to have these good okay, this is a good feeling. I feel good about this. This is true. And there's other days you're going to be devastated by what you learn. Oh, God, that can't be true. No, actually it is. I did feel this way. That did happen. This is the result of that. You're going to have those moments too. But they're all equal, they're all powerful, and they're all to your benefit. Those motions of going through active temperance, they add up. Okay? They do add up. And it's worthy, it's a good pursuit, especially if you have mixed feelings about a situation, place, circumstance, and it's been that way. So really trying to sort through it, understand it, not dismiss anything. Take your time with it. Good. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords, the Knight of Swords. I don't know who this is. It's not you. That's all I know. I don't know. It feels so different from you. I mean, it could be you. So take it as it resonates. It just doesn't feel like you. You have a pretty good locked in idea of what you're trying to do and feeling. So good job there. I mean that. It's one of your biggest challenges, honey, is to consolidate your emotions. That's why your power card is the Chariot, is picking one direction and meaning it because you know it's correct. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Knight of Swords. It doesn't feel like you. This energy is coming across as nurturing, but they seem to act through a lot of disappointment, which I don't care for because that's anti-nurturing, but I don't get a lot of softness of words from this person. More like a quiet diligence of doing what needs to be done. And I understand people get locked into that space quite a bit. It feels a little petulant, I think is the word I'm looking for. It feels sad, but also I have work to do. Like I'm hurt, but I also have work to do. I should take better care of myself, but, you know, it's a work in progress. I feel like this person's harsh with themselves and then sometimes harsh with you. Okay? When there should be more comfort, loving, and care from that kind of head of household energy with the King and Queen of Pentacles, they both denote that. It's like this person doesn't speak or act very well in their interests, and then not so much with you. So everything begins with the self. If we treat ourselves poorly or we're a little negligent, it's going to reflect on others too. Don't get me wrong, there are absolutely those people who are overgivers. You know, we overgive to others what we should be giving to ourselves first and foremost. Cancer is very familiar with that. But this isn't that. This is someone who's a little neglectful of themselves and their sense of self-worth and pain, and then they act through that. It's kind of like, well, that's another day. I don't quite know what's going on with this person. Let me put it this way. What it is you're doing for yourself, I wish that they would do for themselves too. Okay? You seem to be in the business of trying to understand complicated feelings, and you want to sort through it. You really do, even if it gets rough. So congratulations. I mean that fully, because a lot of people don't want to deal with this kind of shit. It looks so simple, but it's not. This person's like, it's another day in the neighborhood. I'm here. I do show up. It's just there's always a sense of disappointment attached to them. So what you're doing, I kind of want to encourage them to do the same, because it's no good to act out of habit like this, because you're still neglecting the self, even while you think you are acting in your best interest. All I see is this person maintaining their comfort zone, not that they're necessarily taking care of themselves. Does that make sense? That's all I got from that. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Chariot. There you are. It's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. It looks like congratulations are in order for you. You did something that suggests new opportunity. It could literally be in work. I don't know, but you look pleased as punch at the Chariot, and you will absolutely be wholeheartedly moving into that direction, 1,000% on board. So perhaps that's what this consolidated effort was about, to make sure you understood that your feelings were in place before you move forward on that new opportunity, be it in work, love, life, a goal. I have no idea, because it's real. It shows up as reality. King of Pentacles is next to it, looking rosy, cozy. Rosy and cozy. We're very pleased. Practically speaking, in terms of that homestead energy, this feels really good. We are very pleased, and you are 100% on board with that direction. Or perhaps you've done enough healing to understand a good opportunity when you see one. I don't know. But you went from your own kind of quiet internal processes to there's no stopping me. But I don't know what that new beginning is for you, work or anything else. I just see you fully activating it and without hesitation. So that is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Let's get some advice, please. I am sorry. Like I said, the work that you're doing here, I kind of wish it would rub off down on them a little bit, you know? Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice. Okay, Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, and the Knights of Pentacles. Yeah, there's that determination again, that kind of singular focus. Page of Wands, trying to remain open, but doing so carefully, methodically, in your own way. Every time you make a stride or a movement, you get confirmation that whatever direction you're setting upon is correct. It's not by leaps and bounds, but it's enough for you to receive confirmation that you're on the right track. I mean, you have a beautiful sense of mind, and this is what I know. I respect my knowledge, but also I'm trying to respect my feeling too. And I'm going to go ahead, because you're doing so much internal work, by extension, like I said, everything begins with the self. No doubt you tried to influence this person to follow suit, or I'm sure that you were extending it to this person. But they're not, you know, honey, you can lead a horse to the well, but you can't make a drink, right? All you can do is do your best, okay? Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Just remaining open and slowly moving forward. That's it, really. Being open to new information and changing your plan accordingly, tweaking it. Okay, that's the blueprint builder right there with the Knight of Pentacles. So you have some very strong earth in your chart. Yeah, keep on keeping on, all right? I don't know, but it looks fantastic on you. All right, let's throw down some oracles. Okay, carefully choosing a pathway for yourself, carving it out, making sure it's in line with your goals, or perhaps it's a brand new pathway altogether. Number 35. The mature woman. I get that feeling. Mature woman's not a bad card. It's in line with that energy of, well, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm here. I have responsibilities. I know better about taking care of myself. Or feeling better. I'm doing other things. I don't know. Number 6. This is someone who is a little bit, middle-aged and older. Childlike wonder, opening up, the willingness to be vulnerable. Number 18, perhaps some of you, children are involved, or we're talking about dependence. Even if it's not children, we're talking about dependency here, but also the willingness to be open and vulnerable, such as a child would. There's that as well. A sense of hope for other things, looking forward to other things like a child does, with a sense of hope and wonder and splendor. Unexpected income. I don't know how unexpected it is. I think some of you have been consolidating yourself towards it, but you get the idea. The bright message. Oh, success. Oh, the childlike wonder, success. Oh, we are very pleased. The childlike wonder, yes. Yes, there's the message. Confirmation. Confirmation received about your pathway. Congratulations. That is fantastic, honey. Good job. Good job. 27, 35, 18, and 1. What does this person make of all that? I mean, it looks like you're doing wonderful things. What does this person make of all that? Family room. There's that sense of duty and obligation. I do what needs to be done. The family room. It's all for the family. It's all for the structure. It's for the house. It's for the home. Not the main female. Not the main female. This is someone who does not capture the heart. They don't have the blush of youth anymore. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not a knock on age. It's not the main female, the one who's receptive towards love, sexuality, or productivity. No. But they do concern themselves with the family home. This could be a live-in dependent, such as a mom or a maternal figure, but someone who is no longer the recipient of love or passion. But they are heavily associated with the family dynamic. Okay. It's that sense of obligation. I do what needs to be done for the family or for the home. Okay. It's not very warm or soft or inviting, but it is there. It is there. So, you know, if you haven't heard it yet, I mean, congratulations to you. It's wonderful. Congratulations on your new pathway. It looks like you worked yourself into it quite well, or I'm not quite sure emotionally what this segment was to you. I just know that it did what it needed to do. Okay? It feels like this person takes up space and they feel they have a role to be useful, but there's such a detachment behind it. Anyway, I'm sorry. We have the medallion of Aquarius and Leo both in reverse. The key words here being friendly and generous. Okay? The crescent moon might be of significance to you. The next crescent moon might be of importance, by the way. We have the small feminine glasses, reading, squinting like this, but more artistic. And then we have the feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then light as a feather, or perhaps for some of you, a feather is a visual prominent piece for some of you. Okay, sorry about that. I am tired. It's the end of the day, darling. Okay. Yes, honey, this was really intriguing, interesting, and good luck to you on your new something, your new opportunity, your new way of life, your new path. I don't know, but it looks good on you. Look at that. Pleased as a child on Christmas morning. Look at that. So happy. You got it. You got it. Whatever it is, you got it. You absolutely got it. It's going to propel you on your new path. So congratulations. All right. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.